We had a long pull from the last episode, man. That's why we're here, and that's why it took a little bit longer. Sometimes some episodes to one episode is a longer pull. Just like in Canoe Journey, you're moving into the next next territory, and you got a long pull. It's going to take longer than it takes to get to certain ones, from Tulalip to Swinomish, land-wise, on the road, that doesn't seem like it's that long. But the waterways are long, and the water is one of those things that it does that. It kind of has a mind of its own, and prayers are being carried, and the distance doesn't really matter. What matters is that you're getting there safe. And I think that's what I try to take from episode to episode. If we can get there from being having a regular day to another regular day, that's okay. You could have a bad day to a good day. You can have a good day to a bad day. It's going to happen on whatever pull you do. So from episodes to episodes, that's like pulling the next territory. And, you pull up to the next territory, you say you're hungry, but we could still keep going, but we'd like to stop here and we'd like to dance here and hang out with you guys. We're hungry, and if you don't want us here, we can keep going. But if you'll have us here, we'll have a good time. And I think that's in canoe journeys, that's what people do. They pull up, say, hey, we're tired. We're hungry. Hey, not all of us are tired, We could keep going if they really don't want us here. And that's Canoe Journey for you, man. And Canoe Journey is actually creeping up. The youth paddle to the Puyallups, it's actually coming up here soon. Right now, there's people in reses are actually selling fireworks. It's fireworks season. And it's always a fun season. I don't know where it is on your res or what you guys do for fireworks, but I know out here in Boom City there's a lot of stuff going on. And I won't be there as much this year. This year I've been kind of busy, but I'm going to try to be there the last 4 days to help my cousin out. And, that's the thing with helping cousins and helping doing stuff. I'm trying to commit to those 4 days, and we'll see where it goes from there, even though I think 4th of July is on like a weekday. I think they have us working where I work, but we'll try to see where we could go figure that out. But yeah, there's been a lot of stuff going on. Like I was saying, there's lots of prayers going on in the world right now. You got canoe journeys coming up, and right now you got Peace and Dignity run that's happening as of now. That a group of runners, are running from Fairbanks, Alaska to Colombia, and there's also runners coming up from Argentina running up. Pretty cool. Looking at that, I got to participate in the Swinomish to Quileute, or I would say Swinomish to Lower Elwha is really what I participated in, truly. There's a lot of, it's really cool. You guys got to look it up. Peace and Dignity Run 2024. It's on Facebook. You guys can, you could donate. You could be a part of it. You can even just pray at home and pray for the runners. If they're coming through your territory, I think right now, as of today, which is Friday, June 21st, they are in Oregon. So if you're in the California territories and you want to support, or you want to, hey, I got an extra sleeping bag, where can I donate it? Check out Peace and Dignity 2024. There are lots of great people there, man. I was skeptical about doing it. I was kind of like, dang, I don't know. Is this for me? And thankfully, my partner, she was really adamant and really wanted to go. And I wouldn't have been there without her. So, and also I've met a lot of great people, and I don't want to say their name on here because, they're doing their thing, and I didn't really get permission to say their name on here. But I met a lot of great people. And if you're a part of those people that I met, thank you. And so basically what a Peace and Dignity run is you go through territories or reses, and you have staffs, and you run through them, and you're blessing that area. And it's similar to Canoe Journey. You're running a lot. It's a lot of physical part of a ceremony. Some ceremonies aren't as physical, but there's some are. I'm not saying all ceremonies aren't physical. Don't come at me and say that, but there's some that aren't. This one is a pretty physical orientated one. Lots of running, lots of standing and staying busy. Just like Canoe Journey, you're paddling, you're carrying, you're doing things, keeps you busy. And I think that's what a lot of people need right now. I think staying busy is something that can help you in a lot of healthy ways. You know, I think honestly, there's the Suicide Awareness Month. I don't know if it's this month. I don't know if it's next month or even 3 months from now. But I think every month should be Suicide Awareness Month. I think we lose people to a lot of reasons that could be avoided if we could help one another. And I know I'm kind of going down this soapbox of things, like, oh, if we all just got along and make love not war kind of thing, but it's true. And reach out to a buddy, reach out to a friend, and if you use this podcast as an excuse to reach out to somebody you haven't reached out to in a while, go ahead and do that. You could pause it. You can let me talk while you do it. Shoot a text to someone that you think is kind of going through something, or maybe if they're not even going through somebody, you don't know anyone who's going through a hard time because people don't vocalize it. Shoot them a text. Hey man, just thinking of you today. Hope you're doing well. You'd be surprised at how many fucking people that can make their day of. I don't remember the last time. I mean, no, I get good texts from my family and stuff, but like out of nowhere from like a friend you met like once or twice, and don't make it this is not an excuse to go creep into the ex's DMs either. This is not an excuse. That's not where this is going. Reach out to somebody and say, hey, I hope you're doing well, man. It doesn't have to be long, but it's contagious. You give that out. I was talking to my brother, and I was kind of complimenting how we were out somewhere, and there's this guy who wanted to take a picture of this tea right in front of us, kind of went right in front of us. It didn't look like he spoke much English, and Luke kind of just let him go by. He's like, "Oh, do your thing, man. Take your time," And you could tell he was kind of in a rush, and we walked away, and he walked away, and he looks like he was scanning it to like get the ingredients, to see what was in it. And Luke walked by him again, and he said, "Did you figure out what it was?" And the guy like turned and was like, yeah, I did. And I think like those little acts like that are good to feel as that person too. Not just to make that person feel good, but it also feels good to check in with somebody. You guys can check in with me here at 425-320-3641. Shoot a text, say, hey man, I'm doing good. Like a little wellness update. But yeah, check on the loved ones around you. I think that's my theme of today. Because you don't know how long you necessarily have with somebody. We get on the freeway and we drive 70 miles an hour, and we're trusting 16-year-olds out there. We're going on planes where guys are like 65 plus, still flying. There's a lot of things that we also eat like things that have. This is my thing. Recently, I like to be a healthier eater. I like to eat on the healthy side, but I'll go to Dairy Queen and get a chicken basket and a burger too. Like, I'm not innocent. But I went to go get some buffalo wings because I really wanted some chicken wings, and I like to go to the Safeway delis and where the cold cut sandwiches are, and like the sushi things are, like the chicken and the salads. I like going to that section of Safeway a lot. I like to buy food from there. And I really wanted some buffalo wings because it's like easy protein, and I can get I'd rather have that than a whole bunch of bread. I'm not a big bread guy. Anyway, it's funny because the wings are breaded with, bread. Anyway, I go to get wings and I look at the ingredients because I just, I was like, okay, what did they use to season this up? Because I know when I make buffalo wings, it's like butter, Frank's hot sauce, and vinegar, like white vinegar. That's like it. And maybe some salt and pepper and maybe a little bit of garlic salt. Other than that, that's about it. I looked at this buffalo wings, these little boneless ones. I'm not joking. There was like 45 plus ingredients. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with certain things having ingredients. Like, I understand. But you get to the 20th ingredient and it has a Z in it, I don't want it. If it's not, I don't even know if you can have a zinc. If there is in your ingredients thing and you go down and it says Zimbophium or whatever these things are with the letter Z and it starts with the letter X, I'm not eating it. The xanthal gum or whatever they call it, maybe that's something I'll have. But if it's got a Z, starts with a U, starts with an X, I'm not eating it. If it's got egg, dairy, we're pushing it. I'm already not a lactose guy. And there's a lot of things I let slide. Someone hands me a slice of pizza, I'm going to eat it. But, other things like there's just certain things I got to say no to. Lactose intolerance, me, that's not my thing. The people who are tolerant of lactose, they got like a badge of honor from the creator or something. Because he looked at me and he was like, all right, this is what we're going to do for this guy. We're going to make this guy, a decent guy. Going to give him some pretty good hair. And it's hard to say this without sounding condescending. So pretty good hair. And we're going to make him definitely lactose intolerant. He can't have that. Let's also... let's make him kind of short. He can't, we can't make him that tall. We already got enough tall people in today. He's going to have to be on the shorter side. And I'm not the shortest guy in the world, but, I'm not the tallest either. I used to always round up my height, like in high school sports. They'd be like, how tall do you want to list yourself? I used to think that was the best question anyone could ever ask me. That was the one time I feel like I could choose my height, other than making a character on like NBA 2K or something. Coach says, hey, well, how much do you want to put on your height? What do you want to say? 5'10". I'm 5'8" at the highest, Maybe 5'10" jumping. Yeah, I don't know though. I got a pretty good vert. Anyway, yeah, I always thought that was a real fun time. Coach, hey, what do you want to be listed as? Oh, 6 foot, dude. If I had the choice. But yeah, and also with traveling, with the Peace and Dignity, in general, I was getting stuff at the gas station, little snacks, and I like to have snacks when I go on road trips, like anybody does, nothing special. But I just wanted to ask the people who are older than me, I know these people have a lot of wisdom, and they carry a lot of experience I don't have. So a question out to all the old folks out there: was beef jerky always expensive? Because it's been expensive for me, and I like beef jerky. I'll shelf over or whatever you call it. I'll hand over the $15 for the bag of pepper jerky. I will. Has beef jerky always been expensive? Because I feel like when I was a kid, it wasn't. And that's probably because I wasn't buying it. So if anybody can, comment on here and let me know, was beef jerky expensive back then? I feel like it kind of wasn't, but I also wasn't learning things. Like, I remember I didn't learn to invest in Bitcoin in 2007 because I was playing Modern Warfare 2. A lot of people say, oh, you should have invested in Bitcoin. I've had people say that to me because I'm 26 now. You should have invested in Bitcoin. Yeah, let me just tell my mom that I want to invest $1,000 I don't have into Bitcoin from her credit card or her debit card. Yeah, let's see how that goes. I was having a hard time convincing my mom to give me $20 Microsoft or $1,600 1,600 Microsoft points to buy the new Halo 3 map pack. That was already a losing battle. I was walking into the room, because I didn't do my chores yet, and I was still asking for 1,600 Microsoft points, And you're telling me you want me to go tell my mom back then when Bitcoin was like $1 that she should give me $1,000 for this thing called Bitcoin? My mom would have laughed at me out of the room. If somebody told me that like back then, I wouldn't have even done it. I would have been like, no, I'm not doing that. That's true. A lot of people say, oh, you should have invested in Bitcoin. You should have been investing in Boeing. Yeah, and I also should have been doing my homework in 6th grade, but I wasn't. So it's time to get over that. You could tell people who are older than me that, maybe like 35 plus. You guys maybe could have done it. Not me. So if we're gonna blame why we're not wealthy on me because I'm 26, it's not time yet. When I get to 30, you could say, hey, you should have invested in Pfizer and Robinhood when COVID went down. I'll take responsibility for that. Hey, you should have invested in Boeing during COVID. You're right, I should have. And I didn't. There was a couple things I invested in. I invested in a couple things. I invested in a vehicle. Not at all really a good investment. But I own it now, so that's good. What else have I invested in? I think my greatest investments, I've had some good investments. I got a good, reliable car. But I think my best investment to date is the rechargeable Energizer thing that plugs into the wall. You could charge your AA batteries. It was like $16 at Walmart, and I still haven't bought batteries to this day. It's been like 5 years since I bought that thing, and I'm happy every time I charge my batteries. And a lot of people, oh, you charge the batteries, they don't last as long. They do. And I'm really thankful for Energizer and their rechargeable battery thing. I don't know if I'm pretty sure they make them, but they might have gone up. Probably didn't get them for $15 like I did. And so basically it just plugs into the wall socket, and you have 2 batteries on one side, 2 on the other. So when those ones die, you plop the other ones back in. It is a life hack, man. So yeah, my greatest investment today is the Energizer AA charger. It charges the AA batteries. If I could change anything about it, I'd probably add 2 more slots onto the side, make it a little bit bigger, and add AA or AAAs to it. AAA batteries are one of those things, man. You know, everyone's got AAs. You go into somebody's junk drawer, they probably have some AAs. You know, cover 3, 4 AAs in there. You know, your cousin wants to play with their Nerf gun, and they're asking for AAs. Hey, I got some. You know, but then there's always that little Edward's always walking in the door saying, hey, you got any AAAs? I never have any AAAs. If I have any AAAs, I have one dead one in the back of my junk drawer. You know, Edward's always coming in asking for AAA batteries, you know. Be like Henry over here asking for AAs. I could supply that. I can't supply, D batteries, AAA. Who do I look like? The damn Energizer Bunny? Do I look like a Duracell tower or something to you? I don't got no AAA batteries on me, Edward. Time to go play with some bubbles. Go fucking blow up some water balloons. They got these things now. You can fill up 100 of them at a time. I didn't know that. These kids don't understand the struggle, dude. You know, I was sitting there with a bucket, tying up water balloons at the hose faucet for hours for 5 minutes of fun. You know, now kids can fill up 100 of them in a matter of a minute. And some of them I've heard saying, hey, some of them pop on that 100 thing. Hey, I'll take that a couple of them breaking instead of me having to tie them. I started getting good at tying balloons, man. I was getting to the point where I was tying them so good when you throw them, they wouldn't even pop. And people say, oh, you weren't throwing them hard enough. No, they were good water balloons. And that was always the worst, when you throw a water balloon at somebody, it would just bounce off their big old back and it would just pop off to the gravel. You know, like they didn't even get wet. They lucked out. Yeah, dude, water balloon fights were something. Nerf fights were something back then. And I was really grateful for those times. I mean, I was playing basketball at my elementary school the other day. Because there's like a court and it's kind of secluded. Nobody's really there. Me and my brother were there and we were shooting the hoops, shooting hoops around. I just sounded like a really non-hooper, shooting the hoops. Well, man, we were just shooting hoops back in at Quilceda. And I mean, I guess you guys can go look it up now if you want. And it was I had a lot of memories hit me like in elementary. It's like, dang, I remember like this and this and this. I remember like we hosted this Total Drama Island thing. Like we were trying to be like that show and we'd hang ourselves upside down by the monkey bars. Like very dangerous games we were playing. And we had a lot of beef with the recess teachers. Now that I think about it, I go back and I say, hey man, I'm sorry that I was like that. I don't know if I was sorry that I was mean to these recess teachers, because they were pretty mean. And I wasn't flying with that. But it's crazy, like, when you're younger, and if you had a good childhood in that sense, because I think I did, it was cool to have those memories. When I started getting older, into middle school and high school, like, things get a little fuzzy, because you're like a totally different person. Like, in middle school, I remember my buddies would invite me over to this. My buddy Austin, my buddy Matthew. I had 2 buddies. And I had more buddies, I think. But like these were the ones that stuck out. Austin invited me over to his birthday party to have like a poker night, like a kid's poker night in 5th grade. And we went to see Eagle Eye, the movie. And then we had a Nerf fight and we played Halo 3. That still sounds like a good night to me. Someone says, hey Dom, you want to go play poker? We're going to go watch Inside Out 2. And then we're going to go play some paintball. And we're going to play some Halo all night. That sounds like a good night, man. That was my nights in 5th grade. And that's why I still remember those days. Because right now somebody says, hey, Dom, you want to go to a overpopulated club where everybody's drinking, and then you want to park 25 minutes away and pay $20 for parking, and then pay for $40 of food when we get in there. Like I'm sorry, but the 5th grade night sounds better to me. Birthday parties in 5th grade were amazing, man. This is just at the age kind of like right when girls started kind of creeping into the picture, but not really. They would come for the day party and then they'd leave with their parents. And then the boys got to hang out. And another 5th grade party we had we all went paintballing. And dude, I haven't been paintballing since I was in 5th grade, dude. Maybe in middle school. I haven't been paintballing since middle school. And those were the times. And that's probably because, the parents were taking care of it. And shout out to the parents who made those things happen. My mom made a lot of cool birthday parties happen too. But that's, back then those parties were fun. Now someone invites me to a party to Red Robin and I don't even know if I have $20 to get him a gift anymore. Like I got to sit there and, try not to act annoyed that there's the 8th other birthday party in there. We're in line to get, Timothy his birthday candles blown out and his free sundae. That's just what happens. 5th grade, dude, we're out paintballing. We're seeing Eagle Eye. What's another one I saw? My buddy Matthew had a go-kart. I haven't sniffed a go-kart since middle school, man. And a lot of people are going to say, oh, you're just romanticizing the youth. Yeah. The youth of what I had back then was pretty cool. And I will say, being an adult is cool too. I have a lot of cool stuff. Like I'm recording right now. I'm not even working today. So, I got a lot to be thankful for. But, yeah, dude, something about birthday parties back then. We had LAN parties back in 5th grade. We had it down. Nerf was going on, Nerf fights. We were also playing with a Nerf football, throwing it 90 yards damn near. At least it felt like it was probably like 30, but, it felt like 90. But yeah, that was fun, man. Old school birthday parties. Let me know about your favorite birthday party growing up. How old were you? 425-320-3641. And what else do we got here? Yeah, I have a couple stories here. So, moving into high school, we started getting into other stuff too. People started being funny. People were into girls. People were into guys. People were into, stuffed animals and stuff and whatever they were into. There was this guy. We went to the state capital of Washington, which is Olympia. So you just so you guys can learn something today. There's this kid. I'm just gonna I'm gonna say his name started with a J. I'm not gonna say his name because I went to a small high school. There was not a lot of J's. Not a lot of. I'm just gonna say J. It was his name. And we were in this courthouse and we were doing like a mock trial because in high school everything was about mock trial. Everyone wanted to argue and get away with it and scream at the other person and get credit for it. Everybody was excited about mock trial in high school for some reason, And so there's this kid and they were showing us the way to debate properly. And, this was actually 2016, right around when Trump was getting elected. And the guy who was teaching the class looked like he had a Trump suit on, a red tie, and he had I think he had a Trump 20 or a Trump 16 button on. In a group of all natives. Brave guy, I guess, Anyway, that guy was like, all right, Jay. We were just, his name's something else, but we're going to say Jay. He's like, all right, it's your turn to rebuttal. And anything with the word but and the word oh in high school is funny. Everyone starts laughing at the word rebuttal for some reason. A whole bunch of Redskins just laughing at rebuttal. And he's like, this is not funny. ReBUTTal is a serious name. ReBUTTal. Say it with me. It's his turn to rebuttal this person. Everyone starts dying. And this Jay guy says, you know what I think about ReBUTTal and what I think about Trump? And the guy rips one in front of the whole class. And, bro, you could hear a fly drop at how quiet it got, but how funny everybody started laughing, and we got kicked out of the state capitol. Yeah, so that was my time getting kicked out of the state capitol, man. It was a funny time. They didn't want us to come back. And I hope that guy never is in office or anything, because he's gonna have, every time the word rebuttal comes up, he's gonna be mad. Just like, you know how people be getting mad. Like, I'll be like, hey man, can I use your duct tape, duct or duck, however you want to say it. Hey, can I use your duct tape? They're like, yeah, here you go. Don't lose it. That's my good tape. Everybody's got good tape. What, you know? I'll be like, hey, can I just borrow this for the day, man? I'm gonna go take some. Don't take my tape. People are defensive with their tape, dude. You know, bring it back. You know, people have drills they're, you know, defensive for. I understand that. Hey, that's my DeWalt, that's my Milwaukee, that's my whatever. Bring it back. Okay. People are like that with their tape too. Hey, bring back my tape. I'll say this, and camera operators, shout out to Layup TV. There's tape that like covers your cables, and it's really sticky tape. That tape it's really expensive, and they're definitely like that with tape. People are like that with tape, dude. Tape is a defensive thing. You got to be but yeah, it's that's something. But other than that, other than all the stuff I listed, you know, yeah, go check out Peace and Dignity Run 2024. It's on Facebook. You guys can look it up if you guys want to donate, or if they're coming through your territory. As of today, they're in the Oregon Territory area. I believe they're just now leaving Oregon State University's area. So if you guys are interested in either running, donating, just checking it out, going outside for a prayer to help them, yeah, check them out. 2024 Peace and Dignity Run. You know, the theme of the run is Altoa, which is mean like true to your word. So be true to your word, man. That's all I could say. I had a great time. I ran from Swinomish to Quileute, and it was a great time. There's a lot of great people. So if you're wondering about donating, check them out. Other than that, yeah, I've been applying for things, you know, schools, jobs, everything, you know, staying busy. Also, you know, if a job don't have how much money I'm going to make, I'm not applying. You know, I'm on ZipRecruiter, I'm on Indeed, and they're saying, oh, we will tell you how much you're going to get paid when you get to the interview. Then I'm not applying. You can apply to someone else then, or you can interview somebody else. I'm tired of seeing that. You know, I think now they're legally required to tell you how much you're going to get paid. But some companies are sneaky, man. They're sneaky. I guess to end it off, you know, remember to check out Stella Sweets. It's summertime, dude. It is the summertime. It's the time to get ice cream. It's the time to get candy. Check out Stella Sweets. It's over in Tulalip, Washington. You know, I feel like I got to say this. You know, it's my family. I got to say that. But they hooked me up with the family discount last time. You know, family discount. I'll make a clip, man. And, yeah, check out Stella Sweets, man. That's one of my favorite spots to go to. I get the slushies because I'm not really a dairy guy, but I learned this. Go to Stella Sweets, get the pineapple Dole Whip. A lot of people say, hey, Dom, can't have dairy. Me either. Pineapple Dole Whip don't got dairy. So now all my lactose intolerant people who can't have ice cream, I can't go to Stella Sweets because I can't have dairy. Pineapple Dole Whip doesn't have dairy, so go check it out. Stella Sweets, man. Tell them Dom sent you. But yeah, man, it's summertime. Go have a good time. Check on somebody. Tell them, text them, hey, how are you doing, man? Let them know. Let them know that you're doing well, and wish them well today, because that's all we can do. All right, guys, I'll see you guys next week. We're going to have a long paddle to the next episode. We'll see. You know, we may get to the next episode. They may not let us in. They may not want to see our dances or songs, so we might have to keep going. We'll tell them we're hungry, but we're not telling them we're tired. All right, we'll see you guys next week. Hoi.